Hello, my name is James Batchelder and I work at East Tennessee State University. I'm an Assistant Dean for Physical Affairs and the Director of Assessment. I'm also a clinical instructor in the Department of Allied Health. I teach Managing Allied Health Professionals, and I also teach an introductory course to health majors. It's the Pre-Health 1350. I've been at ETSU for 15 years. Before coming to ETSU, I was a goldsmith and I operated a wholesale jewelry business full-time, and I also owned and operated a retail jewelry store. Kind of an unusual background, I know. I was a non-traditional undergraduate student. I completed my BS with majors in accounting, business administration, and I did that when I was 34. I had come to ETSU fresh out of high school, completed 2 years, had the opportunity to do some apprenticeship and become a goldsmith, and I really enjoyed doing that type of work, so I quit coming to school. And later in life I realized that might not have been as good a decision due to the amount of work that you have to do as a goldsmith. It's a per piece type of business, so the more work you do, the more money you can make, but it's also very taxing and time consuming. It takes up a lot of your time. So I eventually went back and finished out my undergraduate. And then I had the jewelry store, and that was a lot of work, working over 100 hours a week, and we were very, very successful, but I decided that really wasn't what I wanted to do, and I had an opportunity to sell the store, so I sold the store, and I went to work at an accounting firm, and worked approximately a year and a half there, and then the opportunity came to come to ETSU, and when I did that, I was in the bursar's office as a manager student in accounts, and then later the assistant bursar, and then the colleges of public health, the College of Public and Allied Health split, and when it did that, I had the opportunity to come over here and to be the assistant dean. I completed my MBA once I was here at ETSU, and I was 42 when I did that. And I attempted starting the ELPA program 5 years ago, but due to health issues, I had to withdraw during that first semester. And about a little over 2.5 years ago, I ended up having a liver transplant. I had contracted hepatitis C as an infant from blood transfusions that I had to receive there after I was born. I was an Rh negative baby. And so after about 20 years of treatments and working with issues that were caused by the hep C, my liver finally began to fail, so I had to have a transplant. And my sister was a living donor, and we had a successful surgery, and over a year ago, I completed another treatment for the latest treatment for hepatitis C. You may have seen the advertisements for Harvoni, and it did give me a successful treatment for the hepatitis C, and now I am clear of the virus, and I have a fully functioning and healthy liver. I have to go back every year to Charlottesville. We went up to the UVA in Charlottesville. That's where I had the transplant, and I highly recommend UVA if you have any really complex issues that you have to work with. They are wonderful. But we lived up there for basically 8 weeks, starting with a couple days before the transplant, and had some issues after that with a bile duct leak that we had to work on. I really thought that was worse than the surgery. I really thought I was going to die there for a little bit. But I had lots of support, lots of family that came up and supported us. We rented a house there, and all of us stayed in the house. We had so many there. There was about 16 of us at first. All of us couldn't stay in the house, but we had a lot of support. Didn't have the bile duct leak until everybody left, and then my wife had to call my sister and my mom and say, hey, I'm up here by myself, and he's really struggling. So, but they came up, and I can't imagine going through something like that without having the support that I did have. But now I shouldn't have any health issues that should impede my progress through this program, so I'm very excited about that. I'm fortunate to have one daughter, and she's given me and my wife 2 wonderful grandchildren. They're both boys. She's 25, and she graduated from ETSU at the age of 18 with a degree in education. She was the youngest teacher in the state of Tennessee when she started. She taught 6th grade out at Gray Elementary. She has put that on hold for now while she's given us the 2 grandchildren. They both, one turns 2 and one turns 4 in December, and she's staying at home with them right now and hopes to do that at least until they go to grade school themselves. And I have a difficult time believing that I'm old enough to have 2 grandchildren, but I do, and wouldn't trade it for anything. One of the greatest things on earth. My wife and I, we enjoy walking on the beach and fishing, and of course I enjoy fishing with or without my wife, but my wife and I just got back from a vacation in northern Michigan. One of my sisters has a cabin on a lake there that's about 35 minutes south of Mackinac Island. I had taken my mom and another sister up there to visit for a week. And I'm the youngest of 6 children. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers, and as I said, I'm the youngest, and I gladly claim being the youngest now. I didn't always want to claim being the youngest, but I do now. But back to the Michigan visit, I was able to catch a few fish, some northern pike and some smallmouth. My wife and I rode a tandem bicycle, a bicycle built for 2, around Mackinac Island. That was a new experience. My wife complained a little bit about it because the person in the back gets to pedal, but they don't have brakes and they don't get to steer. So she said you kind of feel a little bit out of control, and I might have gone a little faster than I should have at times. But we had a real good time. It was beautiful. There are no cars on Mackinac Island. You either have to ride a horse or a horse-drawn carriage, or ride a bike, or go hiking in order to get around on the island. It's a beautiful place. We also got to canoe in the lake just in front of my sister's house. Of course, I failed trying to get into the canoe, and my wife had been worried about us tipping over the canoe, and I had assured her that would never happen. And then, of course, I went in or directly the first time that we were trying to get in. But I did make sure that I didn't tip the canoe over and put her in. So that was a good thing. But we really had a good laugh, and then we had a good canoe ride. And on that trip, my wife likes to watch birds, and my sister had been telling her there were lots of birds up there that we could regularly see. So we saw eagles, cranes, swans, and herrings while we were there, and I even had one of the herrings while I was fishing on the dock came down and landed just on my sister's boat on her, just right over my head. I like to watch crime shows and movies, and Tom Clancy is my favorite author, and the Bond and the Bourne series are probably my favorite movies to watch. It's a Wonderful Life is probably my favorite movie of all time, but and I like all kinds of westerns. John Wayne growing up. True Grit, the new one and the old one, are both really good, and those I don't get due to this program and my teaching load and my regular work. I don't have a lot of time free time, and plus spending time with the grandkids. But I really have enjoyed watching the other videos, getting to put good faces to names, because those little pictures of someone pointed out on D2L is just not that convincing or enlightening. So it's really good to see new faces. It's good to see the faces from the people that were in the summer program, and I really look forward to doing this program and getting to know everybody better, and as we work to increase our knowledge and hopefully increase our abilities to do new and different things as we progress. Have a good evening. Thanks.